All right. Um, yeah, this wasn't a request from Luke, but I found it because of Luke's request for there's this kid I hate, or I hate this one kid, whatever it's called, and I found this one too old for drugs. So it wasn't a Luke request, but it was basically because of him. So, um, but yeah, Louis C.K. I fucking love his stand up. At a minute, it's weird. When I was younger, I think I've said it before. I never really used to like Louis C.K. And as I've got older, I've just kind of, I think he might be my favourite comedian at the minute. Like, he's so fucking funny. But anyway, yeah, too old for drugs. Let's go.
A lot of my memories I don't like. I don't like when I was a teenager, I hated all that time. I hated being a teenager. And then I discovered drugs. And then that's all I gave a shit about. I don't know how I'm gonna tell my kids. How the fuck do you compete with that? How do you take a miserable person with no control over their lives and tell them with a straight face, oh, you can't do drugs. You can't do that, baby. All drugs are a perfect solution to every problem you have right now. How do you beat that? Drugs are so fucking good that they'll ruin your life. I mean, that's how good they are. I can't do drugs now because I'm 44, and I can't hook it up. I can't make that happen. If you're 44 and you want to get high, you got to hurt your back. That's pretty much the only option you have. Hurt your back, get some Percocet, and then you go, I'm gonna get a babysitter and take 3 at a diner. Like, just sad. I'm a little drowsy, woo! I never really could have like I wish I was a drunk. Like that, I love romantically the idea of being a real drunk in my bathrobe all day. Everybody who loves me is always crying. He's destroying himself. I can't watch anymore. Shut up, then. Showing up at my kid's school play halfway through. You show who you are, baby! I wish I could be that guy. But I can't drink because I just get tired. I go to sleep. I don't know how people drink and then do shit. Like when I see movies or TV shows where there's people in an office having a power meeting and they're clink, clink, they're making a drink in the daylight with a tie on. Well, Senator, hope you play ball with us in this construction deal, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, well, I'll see what's in it for me. How is the next scene not all those people just lying on the floor like, oh, fuck. I can't believe I drank whiskey at noon.
Be me.
I can't smoke pot because it's the same thing. I'm too old for it. Sometimes young people come up to me after shows. Hey, do you want to smoke some pot? I'm like, can I get my portion to smoke without you alone later? Because I don't want to stand in a parking lot with some 20-year-olds. Last time I got high, I was in Kansas City, and I got high because I was in Kansas City, and it was shitty. So after the show, so these kids that worked at the club, they're like, you want to smoke some pot? And I'm like, yes. So I'm standing in a parking lot with these kids, like 20 years old, and we're smoking a joint. And I'm taking huge hits, because I had no idea. I didn't know they'd been working on this shit like it's the cure for cancer. I didn't understand the fucking technology that's gone into making pot so powerful. Because when I was a kid, you could just smoke a joint for a while. Now you take 2 hits and you go insane. It's not doable anymore. And I was taking big hits, like big 1970s jean jacket, Bad Company hits. Here come the jesters, 1, 2, 3. It's all part of my fantasy. And I'm like, yeah. And even the kid with the wooden hole of no ear, the absence of flesh in his ear with the wood, I don't know what that is. Even he was like, "That you should be careful, that's a lot of pot. That's very strong marijuana." Yeah, I'm fine. Running with the devil! Just fucking, and in about 10 seconds, everything just and I'm like, oh shit. This is an ordeal now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feel okay for a very long time. And everybody's just standing around and talking, and I'm hoping, like I'm really hoping, that I look like this. But I'm pretty sure that I was just scanning insanely. I was actually counting, like, look at her for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to him. 5, 4, 3, 2. Randomize. Don't go in the same direction. 5, 4, 3. Nod your head. That looks like you're listening if you nod your head. Ha ha ha. And at one point I realized I need to get out of here because the air is hitting my arm weirdly and they can tell. They totally know that I'm not handling the way air is touching my arm right now. Why am I doing that with my hand? That's weird to do that with your hand. Nobody stands like this. Nobody stands like this. Just fucking, no, that's weird too. That's crazy. Just, shit. I gotta go. But I didn't know how to leave because I had this dilemma. We're all standing in a perfect circle facing each other. And I thought it's gonna be insane if I just I'm one person with my back now. Do I just back away like this? Hope that they fill in? And then I thought, no, say something. Say something out loud to them that smooths the transition of you leaving. Okay, what do I say? Pick a thing to say. Goodbye. That's a nightmare. That's just goodbye. That's just noises. Finally, I walked away and I said, I'm leaving! And I know it was that bad because they all went, oh, shit, okay. All right. Whoa. I was like, I'll never see those people again as long as I live. And then I had to get in a car. I forgot that I had rented a car, and I have to drive back to the hotel. And I'm driving on this highway in Missouri. And at one point I realized, I think it's been about 25 minutes since I looked out the front window of this car. I've just been dealing with shit directly in. Oh, shit. There's a whole spectrum of responsibility out here. I'm supposed to take part in this. And then at one point, I remember I was at a drive-thru, and I was terrified because there's a lady sticking her head out a window, and she's mad. She's going, sir, sir. And I just kept saying, I don't know. I had the window closed. I had no fucking idea. What part of the transaction am I? Did I pay yet? Have I ordered? Have I been sitting here for 40 minutes just eating at the window and I ate the paper and everything? Sir! And I just went, I don't want it! And I just fucking bolted. So I can't do that anymore.
I relate to that in so many ways. Well, once, the longest I stopped smoking for was like nearly a year. And then fuck me, when I smoked again, I was like, how the fuck have I done this my whole life? It doesn't fucking, it was ridiculous. But what else did he? Yeah, the forgetting shit. I forget sometimes I've had a bath. I have to literally go, oh no, fucking hell, I've had a bath. Like something, oh fuck, I didn't have a bath tonight. And I'm like, no, you did. Oh, and I forget I've ate. Did I eat earlier? Did I have dinner? Yeah. And I also agree with the fucking having to hang around with fucking little youths. Oh yeah. Or fucking going to meet people. That's why it should just be legal. It's like it makes you a criminal and feel like a criminal just going to get it. And I will say, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. No, there is nothing better than bud and music and a late night. Literally, I could sit in the garden for hours. Yeah, best thing ever. But yeah, that was fucking jokes. So fucking relatable. And yeah, also I agree. I don't drink. I just cannot handle drinking. And all my family is drinkers. Literally, I come from a family of drinkers. And yeah, I just can't. It fucks me up too much. I don't understand how people do it. It's like, alright, I'll smoke. But, like I say, I'll smoke and then I'll sit in the garden or stand out the front, smoke and listen to music. Or like some fuck, or a book or a fucking something. I don't get drinking. I don't get getting drunk and going out. It just doesn't appeal to me. And it never really has. I used to go raving, but drinking is just, I just don't get it. But then also, I grew up in pubs. That could be why. Literally, I spent my whole childhood in pubs with my dad or my mum. Like, my mum worked in the club in town. Um, my dad was like best mates with every single fucking landlord of a pub in about a 25-mile radius. Oh, yeah. But I never liked drinking. And I agree, like, if when you see people drinking, it's like, I would literally be on my back. Two fucking beers and I want to fight someone. It's, it's the most altering drug in the world. It changes people more than anything I've ever seen. Anything. But well, other things change people, but alcohol really changes people in a bad way. And it really brings out the bad in people, I think. But yeah, that's jokes. It is jokes, and I just get everything he just said, especially about the smoking bud thing. So I smoke bud, but I understand fully from everything he said. I mean, obviously the bud don't fuck me up like that, but the hanging around with like I just cannot do that anymore. I just cannot fucking do it. Like I said, I'm just too old for that shit. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.